Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Ferguson has also been in a perpetual state of unrest this past week. Protests there have been ongoing after officers shot a black man.
Ferguson, Missouri was up in flames and tear gas once again last night after residents demanded to know why officers fatally shot a black suspect. According to police, officers were preparing to execute a search warrant when two black males ran out the back door, both armed with weapons. After being ordered to drop their weapons, police said one of the suspects pointed his gun at officers. He was promptly shot and pronounced dead at the scene. Police said the suspect's gun was found to have been stolen. 4 guns total were recovered, as well as crack cocaine. Soon after the shooting, the street was full of nearly 100 residents demanding answers. Several arrests were reported. But where was the community response in Ferguson when 9-year-old Jamila Bolden was shot dead as she did her homework on Tuesday night? The Black Lives Matter crowd was nowhere to be found. The difference? Jamila Bolden was killed in a drive-by shooting and not by a white police officer.
We try to be the protector, but this particular time I wasn't there.
There needs to be a revaluation of what human life, black, white, young, the seasoned, whether it's in Ferguson or in areas that are considered affluent and afar off, this has to stop. This epidemic of lost life for under false pretense and of no real significant reason has to change.
Leanne McAdoo for Infowars.com.
Black Lives Matter supporters continued their protests. They invaded the Central West End restaurant district in St. Louis. The protesters were chanting, "We're ready for war." They blocked traffic. They also jumped a young couple there. A man got beaten to a pulp. A Channel 5 photographer got his camera thrown on the ground. And the protesters were bashing out car lights. So this, to them, is democracy. They were saying, show them what democracy is. So it is this divisive behavior that's dividing the country on the message of the Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of people don't really understand what this is, and a recent Rasmussen poll is actually finding that just 31% of African Americans actually identify with the term Black Lives Matter. 64% said the phrase all lives matter more closely resembled their views. And now a separate poll has also found that most Americans have an even more positive view of their local police and don't consider their tactics out of line. So this is the result of the divide and conquer message of this movement, the fact that they are only mobbing when a white officer attacks a black person. So you can see that that is the result of this divide and conquer message being pushed out by the Black Lives Matter movement. It's actually discrediting real opposition to the genuine problem of police brutality. And it's exactly what we've been warning, what we've said was the agenda of the George Soroses there that are funding the Black Lives Matter movement to get this civil unrest going and to take the American people's anger off of the real issue of police brutality. Now, that's not just me saying that. Peggy Hubbard, who lives just across the river from St. Louis in Belleville, Illinois, is also slamming the Black Lives Matter movement for tearing up the communities in response to what she says is a thug being shot dead by police while ignoring the issue of the black-on-black violence that led to the death of a 9-year-old girl.
Police officers went to go. Pretty much what they did was they went to execute a warrant for an arrest for a very, very bad guy. When they came to get him, instead of going peacefully, having his day in court, he decides to pull out another stolen gun, shoot at the police. Police shot back, and he was killed. Within the same time frame, news broke out about a 9-year-old girl in Ferguson died in a drive-by shooting in her room doing her homework. She dies by a stray bullet to the chest. Last night, Who do you think they protested for? The thug, the criminal. Because they're hollering police brutality. Are you kidding me? Police brutality? How about black brutality? You black people, my black people, you are the most violent motherfuckers I have ever seen in my life. A little girl is dead. You say Black Lives Matter? Her life mattered. Her dreams mattered. Her future mattered.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day. We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.